Welcome back to the I Was Born to Do This podcast. I'm your host, Kira Brinton. And I'm so excited because we are kicking off season 3 of this podcast. And I have amazing guests coming your way, guests who are leaders and authors and entrepreneurs who know that they were born to do what they do. And my hope is that when you listen to these sessions, that you will remember what you were born to do. What were you called and inspired to do on this planet? And as you listen to us, I hope that every message weaves through your body, that you may leave with more strength, that you may believe in who you are, that you will have fire at your feet to begin, to go deeper, to stay in momentum, and to live out the callings that you've been given. So this is a JOA-sponsored podcast. JOA is my publishing house. It is a publishing house named after the great woman, Joan of Arc. You see, every book that we publish is of the energy that Joan of Arc brought, which is fearless faith, bold actions, and deep service to humanity. When Joan was 14, she saw an angel, and the angel told her how to save France. And somehow, this 14-year-old got a meeting with the King of France and told him that an angel had told her how to save France from the 100-Year War. And he listened. And by 17, she had strapped on her armor and led an army of men to battle and saved France. She was one of the only women, if not the only woman, who has ever led a full army of men to battle at 17. I mean, this woman, the faith that she had, the faith and trust that she had in the message she was given. But then a few years later, she was put on trial for heresy, for dressing as a man. And in those court files, she said, I am not afraid. I was born to do this. And I have those words tattooed on my left wrist. So every morning and every day that I look down, I remember that I am not afraid because I was born to do this. One of my favorite things that they captured her saying in those court files was when she told them, I would have rather been spinning wool like every other woman in my village, but that is not what I was called to do. And the truth is the leaders that you're going to hear from, they have those moments where they would rather just be doing normalcy, but that's not what they were called to do, for they were born for something more than normal. They were born to serve. They were born to create. They were born to build impact. And so are you. So with Joan here by my side, as she often is, I want to remind you, this is a rare time because Joan was born at a time where she was burned for following her faith, for taking action as God had guided her to do. But now is a time where we can rise as men and women and share our stories that God guides us to share, and that we live. And not only do we live, but we lead. This is a sacred time to be alive. And this work is very sacred to me. For those authors that you listen to, many of them I have spent 5 days on adventures with, helping them hear, helping them attune to the vibration of God so that they can be a messenger for words that need to come to the earth. This is holy work. This is sacred work. And it is my honor to help these authors and leaders bring these messages to the world in a published book. You see, this is how all holy text has come to the earth. And it is my belief that right now we need as much holy text as possible. Humanity needs divine light to come in like a sword and pierce through the illusions of suffering and fear and doubt. And we need words that are going to recode humanity to full expansion of their light, their wisdom, their brilliance. And that is what you're going to hear on this podcast. So I want you to come to these ready to be activated. The messages that you hear, I want you to know that they've been inspired. The leaders that you learn from, I want you to know that they didn't get here without walking through their own hell. They have been refined, and they have been activated, and they continue to lead no matter what gets in front of their feet. I want this podcast to remind you that you indeed were born for something. You were born to do something on this earth. And as you are here with us, may you remember it. Not only may you remember it, but may you be it. For it is in the rising of that we change humanity. It is when we shrug off the fear that only wants to keep us small, that when we step forward with fearless faith, that we begin to move the mountains, and that when we speak with clarity and direction, we get to lead. This is going to be an extraordinary season, and I am honored to be able to be the one who brings these leaders to you. So I want you to just sit with what's coming, because I hope you can feel it brewing in the energy. It is time, and it is now. And we were born for greatness. And I will see you on our next episode.